Well, we had some news last night as it related to the Patriots, and it's not related to their game on Sunday against the Chargers, which we will, of course, get to. It's related to their game against the Kansas City Chiefs that was originally scheduled for Monday Night Football, and it's no longer going to be played on Monday, the 18th. The game is going to be played against the Chiefs on Sunday, the 17th, with a 1 p.m. kickoff. Monday Night Football gave the Patriots and Chiefs the boot, and I don't think they were giving the Chiefs the boot. They are not interested in the New England Patriots being on Monday Night Football. The league is not interested in the Patriots being on prime time for 3 times in a month. They're all set with that.
You had your chance. You had your chance. And these are the ones that get noticed. You could sit here and you talk about, well, empty seats here, empty seat there, late arriving crowd. Fans aren't into it. Taking off prime time in your home building against the Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh, woof. These go noticed. I was down there yesterday. It was being talked about. And not in a good way. Got to get back to playing well and get in these games because that's the spot, man. That's about the brand. That's about everybody in the country's watching.
I'm going to throw something out there. I'm sure someone else has said it, but this is what I thought of before I heard anyone else say it, and I will open this up for a take share.
Okay.
Feel free to attach yourself to this.
Market, take share.
Listen up, Florio.
Patriots asked for this, or at the very least said, we would be totally okay with being flexed out of that Monday night beatdown that we are going to suffer at the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs.
You might be taking a take that was originally shared by Phil Perry last night.
I didn't hear Phil Perry say it.
Okay.
But that just goes to show you what an intelligent, thoughtful, and just a sharp kid he is.
Well, the way he put it was this is the league doing the Patriots a favor. That they are going to be in primetime, already scheduled for 3 of these games in the month of December. That the league is looking at them and doing them the solid of, you're going to be in primetime against the Chiefs. And the other 2 games we can't get you out of. You're playing a Thursday nighter and you're playing on Christmas Eve, which is built in. We can't flex those 2 games. You could get smoked on your home field and be getting booed and be 2-11 at that point. And you're going to do all of that on Monday Night Football in front of a national audience. We're going to save you that headache and flex you out of it and bury you at 1 o'clock where no one has to see how bad it is there. So that's what Phil said. But what I said in response to that last night when I was on TV with Phil, who will be with us today, by the way, at noon.
That shows that I didn't watch Beatle on TV last night.
I didn't watch it
Even
either.
though the last words I said to him yesterday, I'll be watching.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
Yeah. So,
It's just something you
but
said.
what I said to him,
It's something I say.
I think Zoe will
Something
agree
you
with
said
me on
aloud.
this. I think Zoe will agree with me on this. They didn't ask for this. There's no way they asked for this. They like everything that comes with being on prime time. They like home games at night. I mean, you've got to remember the deep, dark history of the Patriots not being allowed to play night games in Foxborough and how big of a deal it was when they brought night games back to Foxborough in the 90s and how that is something that sticks with this team and how their brand is important to them and how their fan base, despite being a 2-9 football team, is still strong. In fact, we looked at the TV ratings locally. They have not suffered all that much. Fans are still very much engaged with this team.
Sure.
Our ratings, when we sit here and talk Patriots for nearly 4 hours a day on this show, have been quite strong. People still care about this team, and I think that they believe they have a fan base that extends beyond New England for all the success they've had the last 20 years, and they're right. They do.
Our call volume has been crazy the last 3 weeks.
That is locally, and we've gone over this before. The fan base for the New England Patriots outside of New England, I don't think is all that strong. Now, the interest in the team is strong, but they hate the Patriots because they did so much damage to so many teams for so many years. And I still believe it's a distinct possibility that the team said, you know what, why don't you go ahead and flex us out of that because we don't want to, serve as revenge porn for all those people around the country who hate us and see us embarrassed. And I understand that they weren't allowed to play night games in the 90s. We're talking 30 years ago. So if they're still holding on to that as one reason why they would want to have another primetime game in which they could be embarrassed, I don't buy that.
I just think it's a big event when you're on Monday Night Football, and even though you're sitting there with a bad record, you have Monday Night Football and Buck and Aikman rolling into town, and it's a night game, and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, and dare I say they would have been excited if they could have had Taylor Swift at the game. It's still an event in a year where Patriots games have not felt like much of an event. And so I don't think they asked for it, and I think that they were probably pretty disappointed to find this out because this makes them look bad. Their brand suffers when this happens. When the league and the networks say, the networks, which Robert cares so much about, he has been so intertwined with the league negotiations and the networks, to have the networks in the league look at his franchise and say, nobody wants to see this. That hurts. That stings. And I think there's a certain amount of pride that would prevent them from ever requesting something like this. That's embarrassing to ask for that. And so I don't think they would bring themselves to do that.
What's more embarrassing?
You're right. It's more embarrassing to get embarrassed on Monday Night Football, but I think it's embarrassing personally to make that phone call too. And so that's why I can't buy that.
Not asked to be flexed out.
Scott Zolak sources indicating
Not
at
asked
this
to be
moment
flexed out.
they did not ask to be flexed
Actually,
out.
we're hiding under desks when this went down.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not good.
And I don't blame them. They shouldn't have asked to be flexed out. Even if your team is bad, it's better to be playing on
That's
Monday
just right
Night
around
Football,
the corner, too.
man.
You're scheduling things. You got stuff to get ready for, all that stuff.
This feels like such this one, I don't know why as a fan I care, but I'm like, man, that sucks. I don't hate it for
That
work
means you're not
purposes,
good. When
but
you get flexed, you're not good.
Oh, it's the best thing ever for work purposes, a 1 o'clock Sunday as opposed to a primetime Monday night
They
game.
flexed beat a lot of pregame.
Yeah.
God, you hate to see it.
I
Flexed me
love
out.
it. I hate primetime games across the board. Hate, capital H.
That's because you work them. But as a fan, you love them.
I don't.
Oh, really?
They're too late.
Oh, as a fan, I'd love sitting in bed just watching football.
I was supposed to go to this game. Now I can't go.
Now you can't go to football games.
What they've done to T-Bone.
Why can't you go?
Prior engagement.
Good work.
What are you doing that day? What are you doing on Sunday? What are you
work
doing
with-
that? What are you
gotta
doing
work
on
with
Sunday?
Louth.
He's
7
got plans to be out of
o'clock?
town.
Where are you going?
Oh, I'm not going to be out of town, but I do have a christening for my nephew.
See?
Can't miss that.
They're just going to dunk the kid and they splash him with stuff.
What? Yeah. How long does that take? 10 minutes. You're in and out. It's probably like at 11 a.m. Christening? What time is it?
Yeah, he's going to do that
Could be
lunch
1
thing. They're
o'clock.
going to have a
What time are they
brunch.
doing it?
Exactly.
They're going to have a brunch, then go over to the kid's house.
What do you
and
mean
carry
exactly?
Hey,
kids.
He
he's a
didn't-
family
It's a
man.
whole
Give him some
thing.
credit.
What time is the christening, T-Bone?
Is this in a Catholic church?
Mid morning. I don't know. Late morning.
But then there's a party.
No. They always do it right after church. They do the
Not
church.
necessarily.
I don't know when the time is.
Well, you just
Sometimes
said
they
it
do it
was
like 1
you
o'clock
just said it
now.
was
It's
mid late
random.
morning, and now you say you don't know. Were you lying to me then, or are you lying to me now?
Anyways, I can't go.
He can't go.
He could go.
That's the moral of that story.
Plans change.
That's the
It was a birthday gift too.
T-Bone can't go.
It's called courtship.
The tickets were a birthday gift too.
So
Hell of a gift.
this is not
Hell
good.
of a girl.
This sucks. The whole country looks at them now and says, "Oh man, the Pats are bad. That's a bad football team." Jack's a long way to
Okay,
go.
but here's why it's not so bad. This is why it's not so bad. The fact that they were flexed out of the Monday night game will be forgotten in a couple of weeks. It's not going to be. You get beat down by the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, people will remember that for a long time. Like we remember their beatdown in Kansas City in 2014 for a long time. You still remember that
the
that game.
problem is they could still
Favorite
get
game.
beat down. It's just now it's Sunday at 1 o'clock. So
That's, not everyone's going to see it.
I think that could still be bad, getting beat down badly by the Kansas City Chiefs.
That gives you an extra day to
Isn't
get
it-
ready for him on a Monday.
Isn't it better without the world watching?
There was something. Yeah, no, it is. I'm with you on that. I agree on that part. Also, there was something last night during Thursday Night Football on Amazon. If you were watching last night, you may have picked up on it, but they were promoting next week's Thursday Night Football game, which is Patriots and Steelers. And something stood out about the promotion of that game. We'll get to that next. Also, you'll hear some sound of someone at the NFL talking about what goes into the decision-making process to flex out a game, the way they just flexed out the Patriots.